World of YouTube, true crime tales, and everything else, and sucky rainy weather tonight. I have to walk the pug in this crap, but it ain't gonna stop me from bringing you the breaking news. Of course, here we have Mother of Summer Wells speaking TV for the first time, and I am not impressed with what she said. To me, this is very now more suspicious. Of course, once again, I'm not here to point fingers. I'm not here to, but when stuff like this is said, I'm sorry, it leads me to more suspiciousness. Of course. Now, once again, here we have a mother and a father who have split up, and now I understand the reason why Summer obviously will act the way she acts, because from experience and parents breaking up at a young age, and I know this for a fact, it happened to me. And when parents go off and fulfill their needs instead of the kids, that's when the problems start. And when they get way out of control, well, we end up with this. Now, I don't even want to look at this woman's face, because if it is true, people like this make me sick. And not only that, now in one article I had read that the father said the daughter went downstairs. She just got done gardening. She wanted to go play with her toys. So she proceeded to go downstairs. Now in this interview, the mother said that she brought the child to the door and told her two older brothers, which was supposedly supposed to be on the internet. You know, the internet. They were on the internet. She claims they were watching TV. Well, wouldn't you know, of course, who knows how old these brothers are. I'm not ragging on them, but we know how kids get when they get stuck on a TV. They ain't paying attention to the other kid. They're interested in what they're doing, and if they're on the internet, then they're really not paying attention. So which one was it? Was it the TV or was it the internet? And then supposedly there's this guy there, Sly. I don't know if that is the boyfriend, but and I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not trying, like I said, Bly, not Sly, excuse me, I'm insulting Sly Stallone, Mr. Rocky Balboa. But Candace Bly speaks out. I don't know who that guy is, but they're claiming that there's a boyfriend. Someone claims she has a boyfriend, but yet the father was there speaking. He said the mother put him in, and he's over there sticking up for her. So what is the real story here? Now you got all these kind of stories. First it was the internet, then it was the TV. First he said the kid went in by herself, went downstairs. Now she said she took her in. She had a piece of candy from the grandmother. And 2 minutes later, supposedly 2 minutes later, she went back in the house to check on the kid, and the kid's not there. I don't know, folks. You know, I'm suspicious. I don't care what anybody says. This is just suspicious. But I'm not pointing fingers. Of course not. I can't point the finger. I'm not the law enforcement. I'm not out there scratching up evidence, looking in the clues. No. I'm just a bystander going on what I read. And that's that. And what I read, and when and this is why I do these kind of videos. This is exactly why I do these kind of videos. And I will put this in the description box. And hell, I think I put the other ones in the other description box. If not, I'm going to put all 3 articles I've been through. And like I say, hopefully they stay up and not get erased. Because sometimes that happens, and I've seen it happen. But this is why I like to put these kind of videos out. Because as you can see, the words in the interviews are what we want to hear about. And there is no more better way. I'm not going into other people's stuff. I don't like doing that. I like to go from the source. And the source is where I get my thoughts, theories, and ideas from. And if they're all screwy, like these are, the father says one thing, the mother says another. And whoever this fly guy is, or Sly, or Bly, or whatever, yeah, Bly, I mean, it's just suspicious. I'm sorry. I'm not pointing the finger at nobody right now, but it is very, very fishy, boys and girls. And she thinks right. Someone came up to that house and abducted her. So with that being said, which a lot of people have said that in the past. Oh, she was abducted. And all of a sudden, yes, the parents are at fault. Or a family member at fault. Whatever the case may be. This one will unravel, will unfold. And we will find out who the real culprit is. But for now, with the stories changing like they are, and the mother's just spoken, I don't know, man. I kind of think she should have kept her mouth zipped up. Because, her coming out and saying, I brought her to the door, and I told the brothers. But yet, I went back outside 2 minutes later. 2 minutes later. What does that mean? She only went outside to do what? I mean, in 2 minutes, which looking at the driveway to where the door maybe could have been, which they don't show that part of the house. So if there's a side door, the only thing she could have done in a 2 minute span is, I want to say, go out there, talk to the grandmother, put the tools away if there was any, and, and just go back in the house. Which I find that hard to believe. 2 minutes, I don't know, can't really, go through too much of this. It's full of rain, but I know what I read. But these are my thoughts, theories, ideas. The only thing I can say is suspiciousness. Not pointing the fingers on nobody, but it is very suspicious. And the stories have changed, that's right. Of course, a few hours earlier, I did read, and someone has commented that they were swimming a few hours before, and I think it says it in this. The video was posted a few hours before her missing. So there's only 2 things that I can come up with right now. One, if they were swimming, where were they swimming? And if they were swimming out in the public, well then maybe someone was stalking the family. And maybe they followed the family home. That has happened. Or they were swimming somewhere where there was no public. Someone in that household has a dark secret. And I think it's got to do with the separation of the mother and the father. And this kid has probably gone completely out of control. 5-year-old talking about where's mommy, where's daddy, why is daddy not here, why is mommy only here. I think that's enough to drive someone mad if they don't know how to deal with that type of situation. That's right. And I know I wasn't too pleasant or polite to either family I was brought into. Even though I will talk to them now, I mean, back then, I mean, I'm sure they can understand too that I was the only kid brought and drawn into two people's lives that were, separating, didn't want nothing to do with each other, both have mental health problems. And to bring a whole nother two set of family in. And I only knew, two brothers and aunts and uncles and cousins. It just, right. I couldn't help the way my emotions were back then. And I did some pretty rotten things, I will admit. I mean, now I can apologize because it's just, it wasn't a bad thing either. They were, times when I was being treated right and nice, but there were times where there was not nice. And I wouldn't be nice back, and I think that's where people got the point of leaving me alone, because they knew I was doing back to what they were doing to me, and I knew what I was doing. So that being said, hey, whatever. But when kids are this young, yeah, it's more difficult, and I can put money on. I will put money. I'll show you $100,000 to say this kid was in distraught and acting out. So until that next video, be safe, take care, always beware, and hopefully this child is found alive. But I'm sorry, there's a bad situation going on here, and I don't know. So we'll have to see what happens. Till that next video, folks, I'm going to look a little more, see what comes up. Out.